Oh yeah. Right, hello everyone. What are we doing today? New shed video. Ugh. So we have a sill and some outriggers that need replacing on Neumann. So I've actually gone to the effort of removing the side support panel, which is here. So that there is this bit on top here is where the sliding door roller slides on, and that's essentially what it bolts to. Oh, I'll give you an example. Oh, okay, well let's just do this one for now. So it's like that, basically. Once we get the other part on. But before that, we've got to do the outriggers. So the outriggers were, as you can see, quite. And the other side is just as bad. As you can probably not see because it's dark, we've got a few issues with the outriggers on both sides. Bit of wire there, bit of bog, lots of holes. So yeah, basically this is the I've got to do all of that on this side as well, but this one side first. So first job, cut this outrigger off. Yeah. How am I going to do it? Well, first of all, I need these tools here. Alright, got sander, chisel, air chisel. This is the most important one of all, because I am too lazy to drill out all the holes, and there's a lot of them. Yep, hammer cutting disc. So yeah, I'll chuck on the old zoop 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 bloody time lapse, and yeah, get this one off. Right. Okay. So that was fun. So we got it off. This side came off absolutely easily, tuk 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 tuk, and this one just was a bloody minced, terrible. So anyway, but bits like chunks off the top, that's going to be no issue. I'll be doing a full seam weld against the side of that. So the reason why I'm not cutting it all off at once, and because I've got to do repairs on center beam, like that's heavy rust, but there's no holes. But yeah, I'm sort of holding it off on cutting it all out at the same time, because I'm a bit worried about structure issues. But like, I'm leaving that in. This is in good nick, which is weird considering the outriggers weren't. But anyway, there's enough structure in there that I'm not going to have any issues with the sliding door not fitting or doors not fitting. The gaps were okay when we got the bus, but yeah, weld everything in first, and then I'll do, once it's all in just before bodywork stage, I'll get all the door gaps sorted. Yeah, so it's a bit of a challenge cutting these out, but I find the easiest way is cut the bulk of it out first, the easy parts, and then work on, yeah, those bits. So since up here is in good nick, doesn't really need much at all, and that's getting sealed. Just a bit of, I'll give it a bit of rust converter. So this is just a super cheap brand, but it's fine for, oh, probably should film myself doing this. Give it a nice coat. I'll give that a good coat, and then before I weld in the piece, which is this, I'll obviously get the sides back to bare, so we'll get a clean weld against the back of this. But yeah, before I weld this in, I'll give it, might get some epoxy and make up a little batch of epoxy and just brush all the inside of it. Maybe even spray. There's a lot of narrow angles, but yeah, this is a new one that you can get from, no, I got this one from Mick Motors, so oh, I think it's fine, really. Oh, hang on, nope, that's the wrong one. This one has little notches. If you got little notches on there, that means they're for the front. This one here, this is squared off, so this belongs to the back, so it'll sit right there. Anyway, on to the next thing. Anyway, the reason why this is so heavily scaled is because, funnily enough, this had a body pan all the way around, like the flat across here and pans up here to protect from the, I'm guessing as a protection of coating from probably salt roads. But the issue is, if anything gets in there, which it has, it basically stays in there. It can't get out because of the, as you can see from the amount of rust that's scattered everywhere, and a big pile, I can't zoom in, big pile over there, but yeah, it was all sitting on top of the pans, which are right here. So this is the side piece, that's the center, that's the other side. So it's probably a good idea in the UK or America to have one, or I guess it is good as an extra support for rooftop. When you cut this big hole and you remove the C-pillar, this obviously becomes an issue with strengthening. Those pans would definitely help with that. But in Australia, Supru pop tops just don't bother with these, really. I have barely seen any kombis with those bash protection plates in there, so don't really need it here. We don't have salt on the roads, so yeah. Anyway, hopefully I'm not getting copyright striked from Steel Panther by filming this, but yeah. Let's see if I can do this quick fast. Something like that. As you can see, got the bits that are going up against the metal. Yeah, anyway. Pretty sure I've been over this a fair few times. Gloves on. I had some trouble cutting these, oh shit. Had some trouble punching these holes out because it's a little bit too thick. But it's too thick. But yeah, anyway. Put these little side bits back together. Alright, now time for the fun bit. Just do one on each side. Get it in as even as I can. As you can see, it's not even there, but that's because the light went flat. So anyway, it's not even there because this actually has to be bent in and this has to be pushed down, but I'll get a few tacks in there wherever I can. Bit hard to see, but you get the idea. If I can just get this set up so you can somewhat see it. Right, weld is in. Oh well, let's see how we go. Get a tack in the bottom. Oh, this probably could go. Oh no. I think this bottom piece here has to be bent up, so that's okay. I won't worry about doing this underneath piece for now. I'll just get this solid tack on each side. Oh well. Cool. Do not try this at home. Burnt too much. That's all right. Got to get it tacked right on the corner here, but slightly lower. There we go. Hopefully I don't. Nice. I'll give you a little, little bit of a thingo, a bit of an information. I just removed. I'm just listening to the sultry sounds of burden of Ymir. Okay. 2 types of MIG welding, as we can see here. DCEN and DCEP. Let's get a bloody... Let's tone this down a little bit. Right. So, as you can... Oh, well, obviously every welder's different, but for this one, DCEN and DCEP. So, DCEN, who knows what they are? What I do not know what they mean. I do, but I forgot. Anyway, so basically it's similar to TIG welding. It focuses on the where the point of heat is. So DCEN means the heat is being transferred into the metal that you're welding to. So you use that for structural welding and heavy duty welding. And DCEP, which is what I use most of the time, means the majority of the heat is on the end of the wire. So, and that's used for lower heat welding on thin or rusty sheet metal, which means less chance of blowing holes in it, essentially. I'm using DCEN for obviously these because this is thick metal and I want to bind it, as you cannot see because it's so dark. I want it like bound onto as much heat onto the metal as I can for melting. And yeah, when I end up doing this front nose that has the low light front nose with the highlight, I've got the deletion kit essentially for the highlight part, only because a front nose is like $300-400 or something, or a highlight one, and a low light front nose is like $700-800. And so it's much cheaper to buy this lower valance that has the holes for the indicators, and these plates here that basically go over the top of there, and you weld that all around, and that basically forms the it basically forms the thing, the low light look. So yeah, anyway, there's a bit of information for you. I'll get the rest of this tacked in. I'm not going to film it because it's... Oh, well, I probably could film it. Might put it on time lapse. But if I don't, I basically got to bend this piece out a bit to marry up with this a bit better. And get some pliers, flatten out these curves to bring it even. But yeah, now that it's tacked in, I've only put a couple of tacks in, and it's bloody strong. I could almost put some, almost could use it as a jacking point, even though it's barely been tacked on. And that's thanks to DCEN. So yeah, I'm not entirely sure whether other welders you can do this same setup, but I guess if the negative and this the bloody the backup terminal have the same, they have the same hole sort of thing with a notch in it, then yeah, you can switch them around. But obviously the difference is with TIG welders is the positive and negative. These two are the same, but these have the obviously these can get swapped around, and that's AC and DC welding. So I normally have it like this. Positive, as you can see, there's a little negative thing there, so that's usually, and the negative little torch there. But yeah, like I said, if you want to AC weld, you've got to switch the polarities over, and yeah, very loud, and obviously change a lot of the settings, like obviously frequency, pulse width, clearance are all used, and yeah, base current's used as well, but although base and peak are sort of, that's the pulse welding, so I don't pulse weld that much. I prefer flat line. But yeah, anyway, I've rambled on for too long. I'm gonna keep going. So that's one side. Got to take off that travel coating. which is this shit here. Obviously has to be removed before we can install it. Got that in there. I got it tacked in anyway. These holes up here are what welds onto this top piece along here. Essentially, I'm going to dry this off with a heat gun, flip it over and do the other side. No, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because the other side is exposed, which means we can use green epoxy on it. So yeah, and this piece along here is what this goes onto, like so. Gotta get that kink out of it. Not sure what happened there, but before I put this side in, I've got to underneath here get all up there, wire wheeled and painted, remove all this excess crap here, and I've this edge here which butts onto here. I have to remove all that as well. This piece does not have a return edge, which is slightly annoying. So yeah, I've got to basically just butt weld it straight on there, so that's gonna be fun. Much better off to plug weld it using factory holes, but you know, we can't win every fight. But yeah, it's all looking good. I'll bloody Friday, gang. Woo. Might put on some music actually, just so you don't have to listen to me do the Todney. Alright. Right, I got it in after much cleaning up and prepping. Oh, bloody duck. Hang on. Right, so as you can see, prepped up there. That's not in all the way. Oh, maybe it is. But that's pretty much how it sits. Bit of a gap there. Not too bad, but it doesn't really go much further because it hits against there. So obviously, this has to be tacked down anyway. But yeah, looks good. So what I'll be doing is normally you'd spot weld, but I'm just going to weld along here on the backs. Some of these bloody things are not aligned properly. So yeah, weld all this in, and yeah. Then essentially once that's welded in, this is a pain in the ass job to do, by the way. It's actually the first one I've done because they're never usually that bad, but there you go. And then this, I can see, probably see here, a bit of a mark right there where I cut off the old one. So I've just got to line this up with that. If I can do it with two hands. Hang on. Slip that in there somewhat. Oh my god, what a pain in the ass this is. Maybe I need to... Oh no, it can't be right. Oh, right, there we go. So, yeah, it's got to go in a bit. So this essentially, like that, looks about right. Maybe. You know what I need? Oh, this. Let's just... Alright. Oh, will you look at that. Looks good. Oh, except I've got to go further across. Oh, yeah, a fair bit across actually. But yeah, that's how it looks. And then, the final piece, it's right here, I think. Oh, no, that's not it. Which car is it in? Nope. Oh, maybe it is in here. Oh, I'm a dumbass. So this is the outer piece. You can see that's the channel there that the rubber sits in. And that goes, butts up against, welds on like that. And there you have it. You have it, oh, hang on. Right there. Because that's where the B pillar drops down to. So, yeah, be about, oh, hang on, nope. Right there. Yeah. But one stage at a time. Got to take this back to bare. I might actually set the camera up and film that because it's Friday. Yeah, anyway. I'll do the same treatment on this as I did with that. Basically using a mix of Black Owl and doing around the outside where I'm painting with welding to with the my copper spray. So yeah, might actually prep that up so it has time to dry while I weld this in. So yeah, Let's get it. Good morning, everyone. It has now been a day or two, and I have not been filming because someone forgot the GoPro. Right. Let's try that again. The battery was full and then it wasn't. So anyway, been a few days. I have not been able to find the GoPro again. So where did we leave off? Tacked all these in. This piece. That inner piece. And then this is the outer piece. Now, it may look a little different. There's something missing. And that is these. The roller channel, which goes about there. So I ended up having to take it out because of the lack of a return edge. I've had to weld it directly to the underneath of the floor, this piece here. So as you can see, it looks a little bit ugly, but it's in. You can't really see it because it's fucking black. But now that I've welded this in, got the tacks on the bottom, as you can see. So now I got to weld these back on. And then, other way, like that. Weld them back on, and then it's time to put in that piece. So yeah. I'll get everything set up and then I'll get the camera going. Alright, thank you. Now I'm gonna switch to left-handed because of my bloody leftiness. Alright. I'll be right back. Right. That's good. dab there to be sure. Nice, that's better. Oh. That went all the way through. Oh. Always wear a helmet, kids, when you're welding. I wonder if the Cleco will get in there. Possibly. Find out. There you go, bloody Clecos. There you bloody go, eh? It's another one that's gone all the way through. That's fine. Oh. Nice. It's good. I'll have to drill these two back out. Okay, so that's in. This, oh, it's technically a guide hole, but I might weld it up. This doesn't have to be super strong, only because we've got the outer piece going on top, which will lock that into place. So basically it's just got to not slip down there. Join the middle together so that it rolls easier. Just got to put a bit more weld on along the bottom here. I'll get that back to bare, put a bit more of a weld there to stabilize it. Cut off this little bit here that's like excess. And then, yeah, I can put that outer sheet on. That one. Now start working on the D pillars, B and C pillars. Getting the inner support done for them and then making the outer support. I don't have them, so I'll just be making them from scratch. It's not too difficult with a bit of folder and hammer action. Yeah, but I also got to paint that in the paint along there with the copper spray, because obviously metal on metal. And yeah, that's what I'm doing. Clicos for the win, just saying. Good stuff. Oh, looking at that there, gap's pretty even, and then it sort of comes up a little bit, so this will just need a bit of downward pressure. However, I'll be marrying that up to there, to the top of this, so that's not too difficult. I'll have to this is just a gal coating, which you don't technically have to remove. However, you want, hey boo, you want to scratch it and at least get some paint on it before putting it on. And where you're welding to, bare metal, scratch all the gal off, because I don't know if you've welded gal before, but it's not a fun time. So yeah, let's keep going. All right, if I could just find my phone. Right, so I just realised I had to put the make the C pillar up before I put this in, and same with the B pillar. Actually no, the B pillar I can get away with because of the facing front, but this piece here had to go over the top of the outer piece. That makes sense. So here it is. Pretty, well, it's complicated if you try and do it in one piece, but pretty easy in 3 pieces. But yeah, pretty happy with how it turned out. Just in case you're wondering, there is meant to be a gap there. It only, on the channel, there's only contact on this bottom piece here. Well welded across here, so yeah, looking good. So once this is welded in, just needs the another piece, a channel for the rubber to sit in, and then yeah, chuck her in. This piece here is actually a part of this skin, so I will worry about that when I go to put it in, essentially. Yeah. But as you can probably tell, it's like flat all the way along and then it kicks up at the end. So this has to, got to be careful about this, because obviously I'll put this on here. So that's on there. If you try and push them together, it'll actually bring this up as well as bring this down. which will not work because this has been made straight all the way, and you can sort of see where it kicks up. So I've actually got to tap this down as much as I can before welding the two together. A little bit, like a millimeter here or a millimeter or two in between the two is fine, but not that gap. This definitely has to be tapped down. So yeah. Yeah. I might actually just make this B pillar. God, it's so bad. Make this from here up is not much of an issue because that's a part of the dog leg. But obviously I need to put a sheet there across first. But yeah, all this will have to be made, which I'll probably end up doing before this, just because I was too eager to try and test the roller door, but honestly, I'm better off just getting all the inner stuff done first. And not to mention it's been welded along there properly, but there's little gaps here and there, and I'll just run some seam sealer in between them before painting over them, and then that'll be good. But yeah, it's all lining up correctly. That's lined up with that. I cut the notches out for the rubber channel on this piece, which you have to do before putting it in. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to run out of memory card footage soon, so adios.